You gotta be freaking kidding me. Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, She-Hulk director Kat Coiro blames criticism of Marvel series CGI on our culture's belief in its ownership of women's bodies. So, what she is saying essentially is women's bodies belong to men. And that is why the CG is so bad. Well, their belief that women's bodies belong to men. And that is why they say the CGI sucks. This is the most retarded take I have ever heard. So let's get into it, shall we, folks? This is from Spencer Piculi at Bounding in the Comics. In what very well may go down as one of the most baffling defenses of Marvel's product in all of history, She-Hulk attorney-at-law director Kat Coiro has asserted that the widespread criticism of Disney Plus' series CGI has nothing to do with its quality, but was rather our culture's belief in its ownership of women's bodies. This, folks, it's just pure stupidity. I mean, if there's one thing I detest more than anything in this world, it is stupidity. But let's continue. Coiro shared her opinion on the backlash to Jennifer Walters' Uncanny Valley-esque looks during an appearance at the series' August 3rd Television Critics Association press tour panel. There, the director asserted, in terms of the CGI being critiqued, I think that it has to do with our culture's belief in ownership of women's bodies. I think a lot of the critique comes from feeling like they're able to tear apart the CGI woman. There's a lot of talk about her body type and we based it on Olympian athletes, not bodybuilders. Kat, wherever you're getting this, you're wrong. The CGI has nothing to do with her body shape. It has everything to do with the quality that makes it look like a freaking anime dub. I look at her when she's speaking, it doesn't look like it matches. Her body type actually fits her comic look, the original comic look. And that is fine. I have no problem with that. The quality is what is the problem. Your take here is for shit. But I think if we had gone the other way, we would be facing the same critique, she concluded. I think it's very hard to win when you make women's bodies. It has nothing to do with the body. Everything to do with just how bad the CGI is. It doesn't look as real as the Hulk. It looks bad in some shots. When she's talking, when her lips are moving, when her face is emoting, it doesn't look good. Has nothing to do with her body shape. Has everything to do with how badly it was rendered. She-Hulk star Tatiana Maslany would later echo this rhetoric while speaking as to what she enjoyed about playing the series' title role. The series follows Jen as she navigates the complicated life as a single 30-something attorney who also happens to be a green 6'7" superpowered Hulk, explained the actress to the media's audience. Jen has had her life planned out for her, and she has worked really hard to get where she is as a lawyer, and to have this thing happen to her that sort of derails everything, she continued. It's a bit of an identity crisis. Turning to what she found, really compelling about the story, Maslany asserted that it was the element of how when she's She-Hulk, she's treated very differently than when she's Jen. There's a lot of having to affirm her intelligence when she's Jen and assert her role and trying to get respect. Whereas when she's She-Hulk, there is this inherent sort of awe inspired by her that's at odds with how she wants to be perceived. Her anger, her largeness, her taking up space in a room is all fertile ground for us to play with. Flip the standard on its head and so you can laugh at it. We're so fixated on women's bodies, whether it's aesthetically or politically or in terms of rights or in terms of autonomy. I think that we do this, or doing this show, is touch with all of these concepts. Again, nothing to do with the woman's body. Everything to do with the quality of the computer-generated image. Notably, Coiro's statements in particular came the day that Entertainment Weekly published an interview with the director wherein she revealed the series production. It was definitely something we talked about inclusivity and making sure that the story was told through the female lens. Comic books have traditionally, in the art, been through the male gaze. Oh, God, here we go again. So there was a lot of talk about what is the female gaze and how do we create this from our own point of view. One thing I always wanted to come back to was the fulfillment elements, yada, yada, yada. The main point was how she somehow thinks that it's because men claim ownership of women's body that the CGI is somehow bad. And like I have said throughout this video, it's not that. It is the fact that they somehow seem to think that bad quality CGI is the way to go. Also, I've been hearing from other YouTubers that Marvel is radically mistreating the people in charge of the computer-generated image and its development over at their businesses. They're not being treated well. That could be a reason why the CGI is not so good, because of poor working conditions and extremely aggressive bosses that are more aggressive than they should be. But anyway, folks, I did want to get this video out. It's Sunday. It's supposed to be my day off. But I wanted to get this out because I feel that this is something that needs to be said. That the director of this She-Hulk series is so stupid that she seems to think that it's because men claim ownership of women's bodies that we are saying the CGI is bad. Has nothing to do with her body. Everything to do with the quality of the computer-generated image. Anyway, that is going to be the video. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think of this nonsense? Do you think that Cat Coiro kind of needs a reality check? Or do you think that she might be right? Let me know all of what you think, folks. This has been Orange Chat Reviews. Stay humble.